Thank you so much for your time this evening. My name is Lillian Muli and it's time for Fashion Watch. Please start talking to us on Twitter. The hashtag is Fashion Watch. Let us know your thoughts and send in your style-related questions. The Fashion Watch panel in the house this evening. Let me introduce them to you, starting with Ian Mbogwa. He's our resident panelist here on the Fashion Watch, and he is a thespian as well as your celebrated Tasker Project fame judge. We hope a new season is coming up soon, and we want to see Ian back there. Also with us is award-winning fashion journalist Carol Odero. She's with us in studio. She's our resident panelist. Also with us tonight is Robert Burale. He's an image consultant and a motivational speaker, and he will be looking at matters of style tonight and looking at the week's fashion trends, and of course celebrity fashion stylist Annabelle Onyango also with us tonight. Thank you guys for your time. So let's begin with what was happening in the week that was. And we're starting tonight with... Okay, so here we go. This is President Uhuru Kenyatta. And he's rocking a t-shirt that says Uhunye, and of course you can see the bling as well. And what a lot of us are wondering is whether this is Photoshop, whether he actually wore this. Robert, and if he did not, I mean, are we getting out of hand? Why do we even allow ourselves to critique stuff like this? This is the President of the Republic of Kenya. So what do you think?
Well, I hope it's not Photoshopped. But this, I'm sure he's trying to be in touch with the younger generation because he understands that he needs them as well. So I hope it's not Photoshopped because I think it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Would you buy a similar T-shirt? Like if those were put out in the market, branded Uhunye, would you wear that?
I would buy it, but I would not wear it because I'm not a person of T-shirts. But I would actually buy it. And I like the fact that he's trying to demystify the presidency.
Okay, Annabelle, your thoughts?
I don't think it's cool. I think it's tacky. So I have two words, and those two words are Photoshop. And that's really all I have to say.
Okay, Carol.
Well, I actually think it's cool. I have no idea whether it's Photoshop or not. I just know it's young and it's hip and, well, it's cool. That's it.
Yeah. And of course, Ian.
I think it's crazy. I hope it's not
crazy
Photoshop.
Good or crazy bad?
Crazy good. Crazy good.
Crazy good. What are your thoughts? Let us know. Use the hashtag Fashion Watch. Remember, this is the President of the Republic of Kenya, and I think some of these things are getting out of hand. But then again, if he actually wore this, what do you think? Would you buy that if it was out in the market? And let's move on to what else was happening. And this is State House, and as you can see there, Eugene Wamalwa, Yvonne Wamalwa, paid a courtesy call to the President. I want to start with Yvonne Wamalwa and her off-shoulder dress, A-line dress, with a black tights, and I suppose just what she has going on there. Starting with you, Annabelle, what do you think about that look? What is it doing for you?
I mean, you know I hate to be critical, especially about public figures. But I think in a case like this, you see a woman of a particular age, I would say, wearing a length or a silhouette that I think is not appropriate for a woman of a particular age. I think her dress has done her disservice by being so short. I feel like women of a particular age, or women in 2015, if anything, should have a longer hemline. And I think a longer hemline would have, made her look more elegant and less gamine, and gamine is kind of a fancy word for girlish. I also feel like her tights, I don't think you need to wear tights with that. I feel like it really makes the dress super heavy. But I will say that the lady on the right, I don't know who it is, but she's wearing this lime green skirt suit, but she's interpreted the skirt suit in such a modern way. I love the asymmetry of her jacket. I love her cinched waist. And I think the lady on the right, who I don't know who it is, but I think she's the one who really rose to the occasion of this, and I think she looks fabulous on the right.
Carol, we see a lot of ladies walking around in black tights. Is that dated? Is that something that is on trend? What do you think about Yvonne Wamalwa's outfit? Was it even befitting of such an occasion? She's in State House. She looks a bit casual. At least that's what a lot of people thought. But what do you think?
Well, Yvonne Wamalwa's style tends to be, just on the brink of inappropriate for the most part. It tends to be the way she dresses almost every other time. people think that it's either too short or it's too something or it's not enough of the other. So that's, first of all, that's really high aesthetic. The other thing is these black tights, I've seen them with a lot of formal functions. I've seen pictures of the president with other women in formal functions during the course of the week, and they all seem to wear black tights. I don't know why they think that this is an interpretation of business-like or formal. You know, you can still do sheer tights. You can just do a silhouette that fits properly without having to wear the tights, because the tights don't necessarily make the look formal. So if you just find the right cut suit, again, like the lady on the right, extreme right, with the green, lime green outfit, if you find a suit that fits you, you don't necessarily need the tights. You know, just get rid of them if you don't know how to wear them, or go with something that's really almost your skin tone but not shiny. Just something that almost looks like you have really good skin. That's
okay.
it. Yeah.
Robert, is this a case of trying too hard and sort of just rummaging through your closet and looking for what to wear because you're going to meet the president tomorrow?
She tried too hard. Tights should have been off. The dress looks a bit confused. Do you think she has a t-shirt inside? The black thing that is popping out?
I actually thought
that
was part of. I thought that was part of the dress. Like it had black sleeves.
Well, even if it was part of the dress, it looks like she had a t-shirt and then put on a sleeveless dress. Now, the opposition called for better dressing, and this thing about Kenyans, because there's a wave of black tights, everybody's wearing a black tie, which is wrong. And she looks, and with all due respect, like a cheerleader.
I don't see the pom-poms.
If you give her two, she's
those are your thoughts. Fair enough. Okay.
But allow me to say this, Eugene Wamalwa should have buttoned the suit, just one button, the top button for this photo, just exactly what the president has done. That is what he should have done. It's very ministerial. It shows class and panache. You unbutton when you're sitting down.
Okay. And Ian, your thoughts?
I agree with the whole panel. But if that's how Yvonne dresses, then that's her. Maybe she doesn't have a stylist. Annabelle?
Holler at me.
Well, what do you think about this? Is this an epic fail? Do you like it? Talk to us using the hashtag FashionWatch, or of course SMS us on 22422. Let us know what you think about this look. Next is Lupita Nyong'o, and this is at the Kempinski last week. Of course, you remember that dinner was held there, a charity dinner, of course, for the elephants. And this is Lupita Nyong'o. This is what she wore. She looks stunning. I want to start with you, Carol. What do you think about this dress, this gown? Who designed it? What do we know about what she's wearing?
Well, first of all, I absolutely love this dress. It was designed by Sophie Nzinga, Sophie Zinga from Senegal. This is actually a Senegalese designer. So she has two clothing lines. This is off her diffusion line, which I think she launched it in April. So this is actually how she kind of hit the market with that new line that she's doing. So she tends to do mostly luxury stuff, and she's commutes between, I think, London and Nigeria, or is it Senegal, and Nigeria and the US. So it makes it easier for her to have access to a lot of these celebrities. But even she was quite happy that Lupita wore this outfit because she thought it was great publicity for her line. So I know a lot of people keep wondering why Lupita didn't wear Kenyan designer. We talked about that last week. It's about putting yourself out there so people know that you exist and that you have the kind of aesthetic that you would be interested in. So for me, this is more a case of being visible from a business perspective, not necessarily just being a creative designer, so that people can know that you exist and then they can find you.
And another observation and a question was put to Lupita Nyong'o by Dixon Migiro, a guy, which was very strange. This was the fashion question that was put across to Lupita Nyong'o, and he asked who she was wearing. And not a lot of people were too pleased about the fact that she didn't quite come out and say, by the way, tonight or today I'm dressed by so. And so was that intentional, do you think? Is it for her too huge an endorsement to come out and say that this is who I'm wearing?
I think it was intentional, but she should have answered the question the way she was asked. Because if someone has made you look good, then the onus is on you to also promote them for their business. Like I think Michelle Obama once talked about some gentleman who designed something for her, and his business went off the roof. That is in a way giving back to someone, because that one endorsement can change someone's business. But the problem is, and not with her, but many people, is it's good just to appreciate, other than maybe feeling if I do it, it's too big. Nothing is too big if someone made you look good.
But on the other hand, she might have been wary about being asked, why aren't you wearing Kenyan?
And that's the whole essence of being a public figure. You know you'll be asked that question. I am one of the people who believes she should have gotten a Kenyan designer. If I went to the US and become the biggest actor, when I come back, I will not tell people, oh, you know, I'm trying to research on Kenyan designers, because I know them. I can't come back and say, I don't know Fundi Frank.
Annabelle, last week we were talking about the BET Awards, and somebody tried to rock an African print gown there. It was an epic fail, but everything Lupita wears is just a win. I don't think she's had a lot of faux pas over the...
Not everything.
Yeah, not everything. Maybe one or two, you know, occasions. Yeah, but Lupita, everybody loves what Lupita wears. What do you think about what she wore? Do you think that this gown actually did it? Everybody was waiting to see what she would wear that night.
Yeah.
Was this on point?
Yeah, I mean, this is a rare occasion where I actually agree with Bob over here by my side, brother. I fully feel you. But I think this was a homecoming for Lupita. We were all poised. I think more than the international community, more than Hollywood, Kenyans were poised, waiting to see and receive her. And we were really excited to see her represent Kenya to the fullest. And she did it. She looks stunning. I mean, I must say, this dress, it's a classic silhouette, but if you look at the print, you know, there's some tribal West African print. As Carol said, it was a Senegalese designer, and you can see the African references in this dress, and it's a full dress. She was definitely the belle of the ball in this dress, but it's regrettable that it didn't represent the land where she came, which is Kenya. And it sounds corny, but as Kenyans, we really feel ownership for Lupita, and we feel that really she should represent. And if you follow her on Instagram, every time she goes to an award or she goes to an event, the next day she really does credit the designers that she wears, and I feel like she didn't do that for this dress, and I think that was a shame.
Can I also just say that I think that for a lot of designers, if a celebrity wears your outfit, you know, milk the opportunity. Put it on social media, talk to journalists and tell people, this is my outfit, this is Lupita, because we don't need to have to struggle to figure out who she was wearing. She'll post it on her Instagram page, which is great. But if you know that she's wearing your outfit, put it out there.
Yeah, be a bit more aggressive. There are people who didn't like the hair. I know you guys don't feel the weave story. You don't belong in the weave world, but there are people who didn't like the hair. They didn't like the updo, they didn't like the extension. A lot of people, I mean, why are you giving me that look? It is a fact.
I think she's hired a new hairstylist called Vernon Francois or Francis. Francois Francis, and he did her hair on the Kenyan tour. And it's unfortunate that she seems to be growing out her hair as opposed to keeping it with the classic short that everybody fell in love with Lupita for having the short boy crop. So she's growing it out. It's at that awkward stage, and that's what you get.
Yeah. Okay.
But she's beautiful. No one can deny her beauty.
Okay, let's move this along and see what else was happening. So this still at the Kempinski last week, and I want to zero in on the Nyong'os, Anyang Nyong'o and Dorothy Nyong'o. Again, we didn't quite hear or find out who Dorothy Nyong'o was wearing. She looked stunning, and then again she was introduced almost towards the end of the event, which was really sad, but then again that's a fail from the persons that were emceeing. So let's talk about the couple, the cute couple over there, and their choice of blue, which I think Robert is a fan of. You like the whole machi couple wearing similar colors.
I love Senator's suit. He's played very safe, absolutely safe, and it fits him very well. His wife, Mrs. Nyong'o, is absolutely fantastic. I mean, there's nothing much I can say. She looks stunning. That's a showstopper. Really.
Carol, do you agree?
Well, I absolutely love what she's wearing, and it looks like she's accessorized it with what is it called, the spider web that she's put on top of the outfit. The color really suits her. You know, it's a great way of standing out without overshadowing whoever the star attraction was, which is their daughter. So I think it's absolutely, I'm not sure who did it. Is this a Kiko outfit?
I believe it's Kiko Romeo,
and Macreath Kiko Romeo. Okay, so let's move on and see what else was happening in the week that was. So I want to talk about Cabinet Secretary Judy Wahungo, Cabinet Secretary Environment and Natural Resources. That's not, you know, the full image, but then again, that was a dress with something over it, and she chose that dull color, and I don't know, it just Okay, so what's going on there? Let me start with Ian.
Well, I'd like to see the full thing, but since I can't
It's just
see
a
the full
knee-length
thing-
dress, just a shift dress.
Well, she could have put on something brighter. Something brighter. I don't know. I really have no clue why she would choose a color like that.
And then
Really?
again, we were talking about elephants, so maybe Carol.
You never know. You
Maybe
never
in the
know.
mood of the evening.
Well, see, there is a way to promote elephants. You could probably do it through maybe accessories or handprint or something inside the fabric as opposed to just the plain color. I think, you know, for a lot of prolific women, it's very difficult for them to find a balance between glamour and looking serious and powerful. And yet it's very easy to achieve that because the focus is always going to be on you. You can just find something bespoke and work with it. You know, just get someone to tailor something that looks great, something colorful. This is a celebration. You know, you want to celebrate and look, well, feminine. You know, don't forget that you are a woman before you are powerful. First you're female, then you have the power. So you just dress to enhance that.
Yeah. Okay. And what else was happening? Okay, so this is Terry Mungai and Miss Kenya, Ida Ngwima. And yeah, a lot of shiny stuff going on there.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Little Red Riding Hood, did you say that? That is the meanest thing I've ever heard. Okay, Annabelle, I want to start with you. First with the beauty queen and then with Terry Mungai.
I mean, the beauty queen, she's in a beauty queen outfit, you know? I mean, this is sort of giving the people what the people want, which is a tiara and a lot of bling. And so she's doing that. She's playing to her audience. I'm not mad at it. You know, she's a beautiful girl. Terry Mungai, I mean, she's a female entrepreneur. She owns all the Ashley's outlets, and she's a powerhouse in the beauty and fashion industry in Kenya. And so, to me, she can wear whatever she likes. If she wants to wear a red band in her hair, girl, do you. I think it's all good. Like, you know, I'm not mad at her.
Is it a bit too much for you?
No, not at all, because every time I've seen Madame, she's very...
And by Madame, you mean who?
Terry.
Okay.
Yes. She's very out there. I think it's her personality. If she walked into a crowd of 1,000 people, you will definitely pick her out. And I think she's one of the smartest dressed women we have in this country.
Okay.
And it's her style to sort of be over the top.
Yes,
I think
yes.
that's her signature
Yes,
style.
yes.
And a lot of ladies are watching and have, you know, something that they'll be attending out there maybe next week, an evening out or a ball or a wedding, and they're looking at Terry Mungai and they're thinking, you know, maybe I could pull that off, but then not everybody can pull that look off. Carol.
Well, you know, this is why, even though imitation is the best form of flattery, it doesn't necessarily mean you should copy-paste. I mean, what she has is something that works for her. She tends to actually like African print, so I'm glad that she veered away from that and tried something different, something more cosmopolitan. So it depends on your age. If you're going out for an event, what kind of event is it? How formal is it? Just consider all the options and then think, who can make this outfit for me? Who can make me look good? And how do I feel when I'm wearing it? A lot of people forget that when you feel beautiful, you look beautiful. Don't just put on an outfit because you think it would work. Feel it. Yeah.
Okay. And Ian, everybody seems to be in love with Terry Mungai tonight, so let's hear from you.
I do like it. This is her style.
Yeah.
She does it, and she does it really well. She's out there.
Excellent. And next is Daddy Owen. He will be launching his album later in the week. And he chose, let me start with you because of the jacket, of course. And
Did you wear that, Robert?
The fact that it's
I would wear that without batting an eyelid.
and he has red pants on.
Yes,
don't
I would
forget, yeah.
actually dress like that without batting an eyelid.
Because
I think it stands out. And for me,
Robert, you wouldn't wear that.
I would wear that coat. Ian, I would.
Seriously.
I kid you not. Not
With red trousers.
No, not with red
Black
trousers. With black pants I would wear.
Okay.
But remember, he's in the showbiz industry. And I think he has maintained his class. And the stripes, there's a black and the other color, goes with his hair. So I think it was very intentional. And for me, really, 10 years in the industry, and he keeps on evolving. He keeps on pushing the bar.
well, you know, you say he's in the showbiz industry, yes, but this is not a concert. This is, I mean, and I'm talking about celebrities and how they dress out there. He's not in his element as a performer. So this is probably what you'll catch him wearing at the mall, or I don't know. Is this appropriate, Annabelle? Is this a bit too loud for your everyday, you know, stepping out gear? What do you think?
I mean, I don't know if this is a stepping out gear, or if this is a promotional photograph. And Daddy Owen is an artist, so he has creative license to sort of be crazy, sort of push the envelope, sort of give us something beyond our expectations. So I applaud him trying to do something that's outside of the norm. But, I mean, I just don't feel the matchy-matchy vibe. Like, I don't feel like the red pocket and the red pants. I feel like that's a little too trying too hard and showing you that I'm trying too hard. But I like his platinum hair.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
And then again, food for thought. Who dresses our celebrities? We don't know. Do they just pick their stuff off the rack? Is it time they start getting dressed by professionals? What do you think? The hashtag is Fashion Watch. Let's now introduce our designer of the week and take a look at some of her creations. And tonight we'll be hosting Deepa Dosaja. She's here with us in studio. She'll be joining us on the set shortly. And those are some of her creations. Of course, she had the exclusive opportunity to dress Lupita Nyong'o, the only Kenyan designer that got that opportunity, and that is good news. We'll be talking to her shortly.
In the mix.
My face above the water. My feet can't touch the ground, and it feels like I can see the sands on the horizon.
Okay, and Deepa Dosaja is with us in studio. Thank you so much for your time this evening. Let's take a look at some of her creations on the runway.
Wave after wave, wave after wave, so we drifting. Wave after wave, wave after wave, so easy. Face above the water. My feet can't touch the ground, and it feels like I can see the sands on the horizon every time you are not around. So we drift wave after wave, wave after wave. So we drift wave after wave, wave after wave. So easy.
So Deepa got the exclusive opportunity of dressing Academy Award winner Lupita Nyong'o. Deepa, tell us about that. You know, how did that come about? Just reaching out to her, you know, in terms of marketing and just the thought process that went into it and actually accessing her.
Well, I think, sorry, I think we all knew that Lupita was coming in some way or form. So for a couple of months I've been thinking about what I would design for her. I've been following her because I think she's very much, you know, she would suit our style. So we were designing some things and playing around with some silhouettes, and the one she wore was actually the one I had designed 3 months ago. So now we've named it Lupita Coat.
Okay, you've named it the Lupita Coat. Yeah. Excellent. All right, so I want this to be a question and answer session with the panelists, starting with you, Annabelle. If you could direct questions regarding Deepa's designs and, of course, just linking them to the fact that she dressed Lupita Nyong'o.
Right, I mean, when you see a designer like this, it's not surprising that someone like you, Deepa Dosanjh, dressed Lupita Nyong'o, because I think there's a certain amount of experience I think that a designer has to have to dress such a celebrity, such a, you know, a high-profile person. And just looking at your design today, I mean, you can see the quality of how it's made. You can see that you have used really premium fabrics. Like, there's a lot of work and a lot of quality that's gone into your clothes, and I really appreciate that. And it's clear to see why, of probably many designers that submitted to Lupita's team, you were one of the ones that was considered and then chosen. So congratulations.
Thank you.
My question to you is that, I mean, your style is very signature. You love a bold color, and I mean, for me, I know you as having the floral print, that graphic print which you use so often.
Yeah.
And my question is to you, what's the inspiration for that retro flower that you use so often in your designs?
Well, it's inspired by the flowers of Kenya, of Africa, I have to say. It's evolved over the years. The pink dress on the side is our new flower garden dress, with all the different flowers and things, but it is definitely inspired by the flowers of Africa, Kenya especially.
And Deepa, your fashion company operates under what brand name, would like to know?
Deepa Dosanjh.
Deepa Dosanjh. Okay, Robert, over to you. Your thoughts on Deepa's designs, the fact that she actually dressed Lupita Nyong'o, the fact that she now has a coat branded the Lupita coat. I bet it's super expensive. What are we looking at in terms of what that would cost?
It is 49,000.
Okay. It is worth it.
I think first, allow me to say, I feel that this is one of the best designers we've had so far.
For sure.
Oh, thank you.
And my question is, because Carol talks a lot about the business angle, what advantage are you going to take, or what are you going to do with the Lupita coat? Because she looked fantastic with what you made for her, out there to make money.
We have a Lupita window at my boutique, so today I just put in my Lupita window with the 2 beautiful posters of her in the outfits. I don't think it's so much capitalizing financially that I want, but more so that Kenyans understand that we have beautiful clothes here in Kenya. They should be wearing made in Kenya, and let's build this industry. I would love to see this industry grow. I want it to be part of our economy. I want us to employ people.
And at 49,000, who are you targeting?
Fashionable women.
And people that can afford it, I suppose. Deepa, what did you get to hear from Lupita on what she thought about your design? Sometimes celebrities are dictated upon, but Carol feels differently. Carol last week said that Lupita actually must have had a say in what she wore. But did you get to know, did you interact with her, and if not, did you get any feedback on what she thought about your creations?
Well, at the Kempinski, I did approach her. I have to say, it was like my boldest moment. It's not me, but I did approach her. And she said she loved my designs. And I said, thank you so much. You know, you're my inspiration.
Great.
You know?
Great. And she's got an easy body to dress.
A very easy body to dress.
Carol, what are your thoughts on Deepa's design?
Well, just looking at the 49,000 shilling jacket, I mean, what I'm looking at is everybody's talking about how Africa is the next frontier when it comes to fashion, and how luxury brands are ignoring Africa, and yet they should come in and they should thrive. So with a price like that, this pretty much puts you squarely in the luxury brand section. It's just, I'm wondering, because the world is coming to Africa, but is Africa ready for the world? So in your case, you've talked to Lupita, you've had access to Hollywood, but are you prepared for what's coming next? You know, do you have the right business structure? Can you do the operations? Is your relationship with media working? Do you have social media skills? Can you handle it when it finally rains on you?
Okay. There are a lot of questions. Okay, as far as handling it, I think we can. We have a great team. I'm training people every day. Every day we're getting more and more people, and wanting to train them and teach them about quality and luxury and stitching and embroidering and cutting and designing. As far as social media, I'm terrible. We're getting better. We're getting better. We're getting help. We are. And I think we'll get there as a company. We're trying, and we've got a lot of help from people who are reaching out and helping us.
Right. And Ian, your favorite piece, and of course your thoughts on what we have on the runway tonight?
I was just looking and seeing that she's got everything for everyone, really. There's a jumpsuit, there's the backless, and there's the Lupita one. I was just wondering, which is your favorite? That's the question I was going to ask her. Which is your favorite there?
Mine?
Yeah. Right?
Lupita coat.
The Lupita coat.
It's my favorite.
How do you market your clothes?
So far, I've been really lucky. I'm going to be celebrating 25 years in design. We've worked on word of mouth, which has worked beautifully. It's the only way I've advertised. Word of mouth and fashion shows.
Is that how fashion designers should be going? Social media?
We are going to head towards social media. I think social media is great. I think it's exciting and it's wonderful. But I think word of mouth is really validating, actually, as Lupita would say. Because then you do have satisfied clients who are bringing you friends, and there's already an element of trust there, when someone recommends someone.
Are you wearing your own?
I am.
Okay.
A rather boring one.
But incidentally, what do you think designers need to do so that they can be more gutsy when it comes to reaching out to dressing public figures? Just what do they need to do?
They need to be on shows like this and not be sweating.
You're doing a pretty good job. So where can people find you? You say word of mouth has worked well for you so far. Where can people find Deepa?
We've got a boutique at 14 Riverside.
Okay. 14 Riverside.
Yeah. We opened it a year and a half ago.
Okay, so that's where you can find Deepa. So look her up and talk to us on Twitter. The hashtag is Fashion Watch. What do you think? She dressed Lupita, and Lupita said she loved her designs, and she's got a Lupita coat, but it costs 49,000 Kenya shillings. So run for it, grab it before they get sold out. I'm sure they won't get sold out. I'm sure you should come up with something for everybody. Yeah. So as we finish, kindly just take us through each individual design. Tell us a little bit about it, and just what inspired that particular style.
Okay, Lucy is wearing Lupita coat, inspired by Lupita. Okay. It's got hand-painted flowers on it, color on, well, a lighter pink, a lighter shade of pink. The skirt is very bold because we've used 3 shades of green in the paint, and these are all hand-painted.
They're hand-painted.
So you'll never find 2 pieces the same. So even if somebody walks in tomorrow and says, I want the identical coat, we can't make it.
Okay.
Everything is hand-painted,
so it's hand-painted. How do you wash it then?
Oh, you wash it. It's permanent paint.
Okay.
It'll never come off. Sue is wearing the flower garden dress, which is okay, well, they can see it, I think. I can't. It's got a lot of flowers in the front, and it's again hand-painted and hand-embroidered.
Wow.
Sherry is wearing a jumpsuit, and those are one of my prints. I designed these prints, and I have them printed. It's a stretch silk, so it's very, very comfortable. Very light, very comfortable. Then we've got the gown, backless, and I've done 2 different fabrics, which we often do. We often mix fabrics.
Could we see the back of that dress if the model with the backless gown could just turn so that our cameras can see the back of the gown? The front. Yes. All right, so that is what that particular gown looks like at the back. Thank you very much.
And then we've got, again, my print, the palazzo pants, again, stretch silk.
Wow.
With the orange stretch silk tank top and the coat with the signature flower at the back, embroidered.
That's my favorite. I don't know what you guys think, but that's my favorite. It's beautiful. They're all beautiful. Thank you so much for your time, Deepa.
Thank you.
And of course, to your models as well. Thank you for gracing our runway. And that's all the time we had tonight. Keep talking to us on Twitter. The hashtag is Fashion Watch. Talk to us and we'll tell you how to find Deepa. Thanks for watching tonight.